Welcome to Your Herd, the show that brings you your local news, sports, and art throughout the Huntington area. I'm your host, Tom Jenkins. After the tragic loss of President Kopp this past December, Marshall has been on the search for a new president. Your Herd's own Nick Herrick got to meet up with some of the students and faculty to find out what they would like to see in the next president.
So far, the search committee for the new president has 56 possible applicants, and they will start to interview them here shortly. Students and faculty gave their input on what they would like to see.
Dr. Kopp had a lot of really great qualities about him. Honestly, I wouldn't pick much of a different person than how Dr. Kopp acted around students. The only thing I wish was that maybe there was a little bit more involvement just in the days like this where we're all out and about, just seeing him walk around a little bit. I know that he's a busy man. I know the president is a busy job. But being able to see somebody who can interact with the students on a day-to-day basis and not just at certain events would be something that I would like to see a little bit more of, even though Dr. Kopp did a pretty splendid job of it himself.
Someone who's more progressive about funding for the school and the university because of the budget cuts that are going on. So
the kinds of criteria are what you would probably expect. I mean, it's hard to compare individuals who are in leadership positions at anywhere else in the country to the specific qualities of Dr. Kopp. So I think the fairest way to put it is that the committee is trying to find people who have the most kind of the best experience and the strongest kind of overall credentials for leading Marshall, this university, given the current circumstances that the university is in and what we're facing going forward into the future.
I'm Nick Herrick. You heard?
Marshall is still searching for a new president for next year, but are expected to announce the new president this summer. As the school year is coming to an end, so are the college careers of the class of 2015. This, of course, means some will be continuing their education while some will head into the workforce. Justin Havey met up with some of the class of 2015 to see where they'll be heading after they leave Marshall University.
With the 2014-2015 school year coming to a close, some students are planning for the summer while others are looking for work. This is especially true for the seniors that will be graduating in May. Though their excitement is real, the question of getting a job is running through their minds, and with that, the question of staying in West Virginia. Philip Parr, a senior marketing major, says he doesn't plan on sticking around.
Right now I'm a marketing manager for Dave Hobble Builder, based out of Buffalo, West Virginia. It's a nice gig. It's a full-time job whenever I graduate. I can go into real estate, and do sales. I'll get a pay grade increase. I become marketing director once I graduate, but I really just don't want to be in West Virginia for the rest of my life because it's kind of a sad, depressing area.
While Philip and other seniors believe that West Virginia has nothing to offer, Megan DiDomenico, an advertising and marketing double major, believes there are still opportunities for graduates.
In general, I think that West Virginia has some opportunity for people with an ad and marketing degree. There are some agencies in Huntington and the Charleston area, but other than that, I think that the opportunity is lacking a little bit, so I would suggest leaving, which is what I plan to do after getting a few years of experience here.
Whether the graduating seniors plan on staying in West Virginia or leaving the state, they all share one thing in common. In a few short days, they will be ending one very large chapter in their lives. I'm Justin Havey. You heard?
You Heard would like to wish the entire class of 2015 the best of luck in their future endeavors. The WMUL Awards were held this past weekend where 35 awards were given out that night. Alec Hildebeitel was there.
WMUL-FM has been known as the award-winning home of Marshall News and Sports since 1985, and the statistics can support this claim. Since that year, the station has won nearly 1,500 regional and national awards, which is an average of 35 awards per year. WMUL has won these awards against other collegiate stations, as well as professional stations, and the competitions give students the opportunity to showcase what they have accomplished.
It's just great exposure for us, honestly, for us to be able to go as students and compete with professionals and with other top quality students in contests throughout the course of the year. It just goes to show that people who can come here and have no experience whatsoever can leave and can be successful in whatever they do here.
The history of WMUL's awards began 30 years ago, and many students have come and gone in that span of time. But even though the voices change over the years, the quality of the products created has not.
It's been interesting to see how things have kind of progressed since I got here as a freshman to now, where I'm in charge and I'm running things. You have just a whole different group of people come in and out, and you see things change over time, but a lot of times things change for the better. Sometimes you get a lot of quality people come in and who can be right in the thick of things as soon as they get here, and they can learn quickly, and then they get a chance to do some things on air, and then we're starting to get a whole different flavor of stuff from our newscasts and from our sports programming in general, play-by-play and sports shows, that things kind of change over time and you get a different taste of things.
For this edition of You Heard, I'm Alec Hildebeitel.
Thanks, Alec. For more information on the awards, you can visit their website at www.marshall.edu/WMUL. After this break, we'll take a look at sports and the Thundering Herd take back the Joan.
The William Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications has been a part of Marshall University's history since 1926. Today, the school offers 7 degree programs including advertising, radio and television production, sports reporting, public relations, and broadcast, online, and print journalism. SOJMC prepares students for the opportunities and challenges of the industry. Professional-oriented courses as well as hands-on learning environments help students gather real-world experience before stepping out to their field of choice. And with a vast variety of student-run clubs and organizations, students always have the chance to better their skills. The W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications combines classroom and hands-on learning environments to provide students with the background necessary for future employment in the field of mass communications, and continues today to produce award-winning content through a variety of majors.
Welcome back. The Herd returned to the Joan C. Edwards Stadium this past Saturday for the annual Green and White football game. Abby Pritchard got to take an in-depth look at Marshall's 2015 football team.
The rain didn't keep the fans away from Marshall's annual Green and White scrimmage. The game gives fans a chance to see what the football team has accomplished during spring practices. Coming off an exciting year filled with firsts, people were ready to see what next season might just look like.
I don't think people have the same expectations that they did last year, but hey, you got to play them every one game at a time and see what happens.
Although fans might not have the same expectations, the team and coaching staff think this year could have its surprises.
I think we got a great chance of going undefeated, got a great chance of winning the conference championship, and we got an even better chance of going to a different bowl game, a better bowl game.
A team with high expectations has to form some new chemistry after losing their 4-year quarterback to the NFL.
Oh man, I mean, it was a headache at first. I mean, you just from Cato to the quarterbacks we had now, just a big jump. I mean, getting a rhythm with them, trying to adjust to their balls. I mean, it was a big difference. But I think we clicking now. We starting to find out who our starting quarterback is, and I think it's gonna be a good season.
After the game, Coach Holliday named transfer Michael Birdsong the starting quarterback. I'm Abby Pritchard. You heard?
The Herd will return in August, where then it will take on the Purdue Boilermakers. A golf tournament was held up in Morgantown this past weekend, but it wasn't the Marshall men's golf team heading up there. It was a group of Marshall veterans to take on the veterans of West Virginia University.
Recently, veterans from Marshall University headed up to Morgantown to compete in the first annual golf scramble put on by the veterans of WVU. The event was designed to raise awareness for PTSD and veteran suicide, as well as bring the two veteran organizations together.
There's a little bit of a rivalry there, obviously, but we're all veterans too, so it's a good way for us to get together, see what each other's doing as well. As far as I know, I don't think Marshall and WVU veterans have done anything together.
I'm prior Marine Corps, 7 years active duty, and I'm part of the Vets for Vets, and we came up to do the golf tournament with WVU. And anytime you get a chance to come out here and represent the veterans of Marshall, along with West Virginia, it's always a good opportunity to get out there and just promote camaraderie between the two schools and have a good time.
I want them to know that we're here for them. We've all gone through things. I mean, almost all of us now have been through some type of war. We're here for you. We've all had to experience the good and the bad, and if you need help, please contact us. Whether it's Marshall, WVU, or anyone else, give us a call and we can help out.
Overall, both organizations said the event was a great success, not only for raising awareness for PTSD and veteran suicide, but bringing the two universities together for a common interest. Marshall ended up beating the veterans of WVU by just one stroke on the 19th hole. I'm David Mosky. You heard.
We'll be right back after this.
The William Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications has been a part of Marshall University's history since 1926. Today, the school offers 7 degree programs including advertising, radio and television production, sports reporting, public relations, and broadcast, online, and print journalism. SOJMC prepares students for the opportunities and challenges of the industry. Professional-oriented courses as well as hands-on learning environments help students gather real-world experience before stepping out into their field of choice.
Being a local musician and finding a venue to perform at is difficult enough, but as you heard reporter Luke Creasy shows us, one man in the local Huntington area is making an effort to promote local musicians.
An idea is just an idea, but, you know, an idea that becomes reality, becomes a passion.
Huntington native Joe Trubateris has a passion for music in general, but when it comes to local music, he goes out of his way to encourage and promote local talent from right inside his home. A local musician who has performed at Trubateris' in-house event named Porch Unplugged states that Joe's name is now associated with the local music scene here in Huntington.
I think it's funny that whenever people hear local music, they ask, do you know Joe Trubateris? You know, or, yeah, I'm in a band and we're trying to play a lot more, but we're just running into walls, and people are like, well, do you know Joe Trubateris? I'm sure you can help with that.
In doing this, he is already leaving a lasting impression on some local musicians. Now, even the name Porch Unplugged points to a higher message.
Porch now stands for passion on real community harmony. So bringing that together, you know, through music, through art, through relationships, through communication.
This vision has led to the opening of new doors for Trubateris and the music scene he continues to build.
From this, the city's asked me to do Ritter Live, a summer concert series. It's grown into doing the open mic with the River and Rail Bakery, investing in the community and into your city where you live. And that's kind of like what Porch Unplugged is about.
When it comes to Huntington, not one individual has had a greater impact on the music scene than that of Joe Trubateris. I'm Luke Creasy. You heard?
Now we'll take it over to our Artist Corner.
What's up, and welcome to this week's edition of the Artist Corner, where we showcase talented artists and groups throughout the Tri-State area. I'm Nicole Henderson.
And I'm DJ Trey Money. We've got another great performance lined up this week as we welcome Torn in Two to the stage.
For the past couple of years, we've been given the opportunity of leading worship at youth retreats, and that's also kind of not stepped out of that role because, you know, it's good to go back to where you came from and definitely be rejuvenated and be a part of that community. But just in the past, I guess you could say year, when we put out our EP, No Turning Back, just about a year ago today, and we definitely turned more towards how can we get this to our peers, how can we get this to our generation. And that's when we started turning into, you know, a more alternative band, like you said earlier, and we started playing venues, like our newest album coming out April 18th is going to be at the Milton Performing Arts Center. So, you know, we went to more just, I guess you could say, secular and Christian venues.
Okay. What's your favorite part about performing?
Really for me, it's just a way to
just to express myself, and I think we all have a blast playing with each other. Just a fun way to hang out. You know, we practice 2 or 3 times a week, and just playing a show really gives a lot of energy. So that's, you know, I think that's the best part about it.
I was gonna say it's rewarding too, because a lot of times you spend these long hours in practice and spend a weekend locked in a cabin writing music to get it done for the album, and you put all this work into it, and it's so rewarding to get your stuff out there, to get your music playing out there. When you have bands contacting you and wanting to play with you, and people from all over the country getting a chance to listen to the music that you worked so hard to perform, it's fun, but it's also really rewarding.
Torn in Two is an alternative rock band from Huntington.
You can follow them on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at tornin2, or on their website at tornin2.net.
Their first full-length album, Identity Crisis, is now available on iTunes.
Don't forget to check out the full performance by Torn in Two on our YouTube channel. That's it for this week's edition of the Artist Corner. You heard?
That's all we have for this week's edition of You Heard. For the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications and the entire staff here, I'm Tom Jenkins. You heard?